In this video, we'll be looking at the use of information and communication technology, ICT, by individuals and assessing the availability of devices.
One of the most important things to remember when collecting data for this section is that the reference period is the past 3 months. These questions should be asked of all persons. Also, remember that the devices do not have to be owned by the individual.
Let's start by defining information and communication technology, ICT. ICT is an umbrella term that is used to cover any communication devices or applications used in the processing and conveyance of information. These devices and applications include radios, televisions, phones, whether fixed or mobile, desktop, laptop or tablet computers, network hardware and software, satellite systems and connections to the internet, as well as other associated services and applications.
This section of the census covers questions 9.1 to 9.8. Questions 9.1 to 9.2 look at the use of and ownership of mobile cellular telephone. These questions seek to determine the accessibility, use, and ownership of mobile cellular telephones.
Question 9.1. Use of mobile cellular telephone. You will ask the individual being enumerated, did you use a mobile cellular telephone during the past 3 months? The use of a mobile cellular telephone does not necessarily mean that the telephone is owned or paid for by the respondent, but should be reasonably available to him or her through work, a friend, or a family member. It excludes occasional use, for instance, borrowing a phone to make a call. You're trying to determine if the individual has reasonable access to the device.
Question 9.2. Ownership of mobile cellular telephone. In the past 3 months, did you own a mobile cellular telephone? This question seeks to determine the number of individuals owning a mobile cellular telephone during the past 3 months.
Question 9.3. Use of computer. Did you use a computer, that is a desktop, laptop, tablet, from any location during the past 3 months? Respondents are expected to state whether they used a computer from any location, whether it was at home, work, school, libraries, internet cafes, post offices, a neighbor, or friend's house, or anywhere for that matter during the reference period.
Question 9.4. Internet use. Have you used the internet from any location in the past 3 months? The internet provides access to the World Wide Web. Respondents are asked whether they have used the internet in the last 3 months. Access is not limited to a computer, but may also be via mobile phones, tablets, digital assistants, PDAs, game machines, digital TVs, etc. If no, skip to question 9.8. Reasons for not using the internet.
Question 9.5. Internet activities. For which of the following personal activities did you use the internet during the past 3 months from any location? Multiple responses. Please note that there can be multiple responses for this question. Respondents are asked to say their internet activities over the past 3 months. These activities are restricted to private purposes and therefore would exclude use of the internet for business purposes. For example, the purchase of an item over the internet as part of a person's job or conducting research on the internet as part of the job requirements.
Here are some examples of what can be considered as private purposes. Sending and or receiving emails, information search and browsing, telephoning over the internet, VoIP, examples, WhatsApp calls, IMO, Skype, etc. Participating in social networks, example, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, etc. Accessing chat sites, blogs, news groups, or online discussions. Purchasing and ordering, selling goods or services via Amazon, eBay, Facebook, etc. Internet banking or other financial services. Education, research and related activities. Reading, downloading online newspapers, magazines, books, streaming or downloaded images, movies, videos, music or playing, downloading games, seeking jobs, submitting job applications, participating in professional networks, using storage space on the internet to save documents, pictures, music, videos, or other files, example, Google Drive, Dropbox, iCloud, etc. Using software that runs over the internet for editing documents, spreadsheets, or presentations.
Others specify. This option should only be used when the response provided cannot fit into any of the other options listed. One example of this is the attendance at virtual parties.
Question 9.6. Frequency of use of internet. How often did you use the internet during the past 3 months? From any location. This question requires respondents to state how often the internet is used. Score the frequency as daily, at least once per day, weekly, at least once per week, but not as frequently as daily, monthly, at least once per month, but not as frequently as weekly. Occasionally, internet use is typically less frequent than once per month.
Question 9.7. Internet access. In the past 3 months, what type of device and network did you use to access the internet? The internet provides access to the World Wide Web. Respondents are asked about the device on which they use the internet during the last 3 months. Remember, access is not limited to a desktop computer, but may also be via mobile telephones, tablets, personal digital devices, game machines, digital TVs, etc. If the respondent says yes at A, then ask the follow-up question at B.
Here's that question. Which of the following networks did you, insert the person's name, use to access the internet with the name of the device? This is a multiple response question. Evaluating ICT access is important to guide future policies geared towards education, development, and infrastructure.
Question 9.8. Reasons for not using the internet. Why have you not used the internet in the past 3 months? Select all that apply. This question seeks to find out why the internet is not used by an individual, that is, barriers to internet use during the reference period.
Multiple responses are allowed. You should ask the question, score the most appropriate option, and probe to ascertain if there is any other reason. Score yes for the selected option and no for all other options. Remember, you count, me count, all our count.